Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Two people on the show vexed the living hell out of me. Give everyone a few seconds to sit there and think about who those two people were. Nina, no, not, well, Nina always vexes me, no, that's not. Jax and Stella. We're gonna start with Jax first because Jax did something today that I didn't think was possible. He actually made me lose respect for him. He actually made me lose respect for him. I'm looking at Jax like this is the hill that you choose to die on. Nina, you choose to... You known Michael since he was 5. You watched this boy grow up into a man. His sister is Jocelyn. You actually... Jax actually said, I hope it doesn't come to that. Because, Jax is sitting there wandering in the woods or whatever, wandering in the house. He sees, Willow and Chase, Willow and Michael hook up and everything like that. And Michael's like, listen, you can't sit there and let everyone know. You can't let anyone know because, Chase is in the hospital. And, we can't sit there and do that to him. So what does Jax, like a jackass, do? He starts bringing up the whole Nina thing and how Nina is important for Wiley and Wiley, can do good for Nina and, it's important to have Nina in, his life. Then he talks about Carly, how Carly is, going to be less stable and stuff like that because she's more in the mob. When you have Nina there and, Nina could be a good support system and, and of course he does sit there and say, Nina, she really messed up with that whole telling Wiley the truth and everything like that. Like, she overstepped, she learned, and she won't do that again, But here's the thing, at the end of the day, Michael is Wiley's father, not you. You don't get to sit there and come in his house and tell him what to do with his child and who's best, in his child's life. Are you kidding me right now? First he comes out of his mouth and he goes in on Carly. And while that could be kind of up and down because, they do share Jocelyn, this is none of his goddamn business. But he has so much of a hard-on for Nina. Okay, she's so... you know what? I would sit there and start saying that she's beautiful, this, that, and the third. But I really don't want to sit there and throw up in my mouth. So I'm going to sit there and not really go with the sarcasm. I can't believe that you chose Nina over the people that you done known damn near your whole life. I mean, wait until Carly finds this out. Wait until Jocelyn finds this out. I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, me and Michael just sat there and looked at Jax like, are you kidding me? Like, really? Michael was like, yo, you practically raised me. You're pretty much my stepdad. And this is what it comes down to now? Do you know what this jackass actually said? He said, make the call. So, by all missions, he pretty much just chose a side. Okay? He chose Nina. I don't know what these men see in Nina. I really don't. You know, honestly, tell you the truth, I'm so angry today about this episode, and it splits. It's half of him, half of this jackass, and the other half is Stella. But Michael makes the call, pretty much like he's at gunpoint. He makes the call and he tells Nina, "Hey, listen, you can sit there and come back. You can visit Wiley. We can sit there and find a good time, and we can make this work. So, what do you say?" Now, Nina is not there trying to turn down Sonny because at this point, I understand where she's coming from. I don't really care, but I understand where she's coming from. She's falling for this guy, but she doesn't want to hurt him. She feels like she's doing him dirty because she is. And, Sonny's like, listen, I like you, and I want to be with you. And Nina's like, I like you, and you're the first person. She does all this first person, last person crap. But then she's like, well, I'm going to sit there and wind up hurting you, so we shouldn't be together. Nina, what the hell are you doing? Does she even know what she's doing anymore? Does she forget, was this part of her plan to keep Carly away from Sonny? Because I feel like that was just long past gone. I don't know what the hell she's doing. She doesn't even know what she's doing at this point. But yeah, she pretty much tries to back herself away from Sonny. Now, I don't know how this is actually going to work. Because now she's just going to sit there and just, hang out with Phyllis and be all awkward with Sonny, and then that's just going to be fun to watch, because now Sonny's going to sit there and have a bit of resentment towards her, and she's going to be feeling some sort of way, and, you got Lenny and Phyllis, and they're trying to play matchmaker with a married man, because in some alternate universe, that actually makes sense. I swear, you know what, this is all to make Maurice Bernard happy, so I really hope that he is enjoying this ride, because I'm pretty sure the majority of the fans are not, but, when since that matter? When did the fans actually matter, as far as that's concerned? Never, really. Partly wishing that this was stronger. I really want to get some wine to talk about this next scene because, yeah. Yeah, why not? And it's only Tuesday. You know what? Let's talk about Stella. Stella was a character, when she came in, I didn't like that woman at all. Every fiber in my being, there were scenes that I actually had to fast forward through because I just could not take her. Only time she was tolerable was when she was with Mike. Other than that, she was trash incarnate. Okay? But over time, they actually did wind up listening to the fans, and somewhere along the lines, I don't know what happened, but I don't know, she left, if she wanted to leave, or they just wanted her to leave, but she was gone by the time they start to redeem her. So, coming back, isn't it wondering, which Stella am I going to get? Am I going to get the redeemable one? Or am I going to get the one that, well, let's be honest, I could not stand with a passion? Guess which one they chose. Well, they chose wrong. That's pretty much just what I'm pretty much saying, is that they chose wrong. She pretty much goes in on Porsha. And, to be honest, I'm just like, just like the last time, Stella, it's none of your goddamn business. Okay? I get it. You're looking out for Curtis. You really like Jordan. But you sit there talking about you need to back off and give them some space and yada yada yada. And, granted, she knew about Porsha's past. So I understood. to some extent, I understood her resentment towards Porsha. But with that being said, Curtis is a grown ass man, and I feel like a lot of times she just either forgets that. I don't know what goes in her head, but she pretty much just needs to mind her own goddamn business. And she's all like, you need to sit there and back off and, let their marriage, like let them do them, and you just kind of just stay out of their marriage and yada yada yada. Just really just kind of just, sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. But that's not all. Before she leaves, and man, I hope, I'm gonna sit there and say, I was gonna sit there and say I hope that she's gone, but well, I generally don't get what I want, so chances are she's gonna stay because, why not at this point? But yeah, she pretty much tells Jordan that, well, I want you to sit there and fight for your marriage, just, you still love him, this, that, and the third. Now, I'm sitting there thinking, because she was talking about Jordan a little bit, at least stuff that I can remember before. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Jordan blew up her own marriage, okay? Jordan blew up her own marriage with her lies, her secrets, and then her trying to justify it because it's quote-unquote the job. Okay? Her time is done. It's done. Now, don't get me wrong. Not exactly a fan of Curtis when it came towards that stuff either. I do understand both sides of it. I'm not going to, really kind of go back and forth, but I understand both sides of it. But, her marriage is done. Why don't you go back to Paris or London or whatever the hell you were and just stay there until they can actually get your character right? Because clearly, I don't know. Really? Clearly, I don't know what the hell's going on, but she just needs to go, and she needs to go like yesterday. Well, with that being said, Porsha comes back, and Portia's like, "Hey, listen, I'm glad you stopped the kiss because you clearly seem like you weren't ready, and I don't want to lose our friendship." Now, I don't know if Curtis said that because he really believed it, or he just said that because he felt that he blew his chance with Porsha, so he was just going along with it. Either way, seems like they put a kibosh on the whole, relationship. Which is, alright, fine, I guess. And let's just be very clear. Just because Stella actually said, I don't want you to be near my son or my nephew or whatever, doesn't mean that Porsha actually has to listen. Porsha could just say, you know what, listen, you can mind your business. We're grown ass adults, and we're gonna do what we want to do. And like it or not, I like your son, and that's just gonna be what it is. It's not that Porsha is a very timid woman, so she could actually just, really kind of came back at her. But for story purposes, this is the way that we're gonna go because, I guess that makes sense to someone. Now, Finn and Liz are brainstorming ideas as far as how to go about fixing, not fixing, making Chase feel better. They brainstorm. By the way, where the hell is Peter's body at? Like, where's his body at? Did they move it or something? Because I'm pretty sure, or at least I thought I was sure, that Liz was like, listen, let's just let the cops find him and whatever happens, happens. Where is his body at? Did they move his body? Did they do it off screen? Are they going to sit there and tell us later on? Because you have a staff full of people going in that hospital. Okay? What is this? No one go upstairs anymore? Maintenance men? I need another sip of this damn wine, or I need something stronger at this point. Anyway, they're brainstorming, and Liz says something along the lines of like a Trojan horse or something. And then Finn has a breakthrough. Now, Willow is feeling more guiltier by the minute. She comes in the room, and the room's all decked out, of like, I don't know, Hawaiian stuff or something that Chase put together. Amy did it, off screen, because to be honest, that's pretty much where she belongs in my opinion. But yeah, he's sitting there talking about how great she is, and it's like every time that he talks, she just feels more guilty. Now, I can sit there and say she should come clean. But the guy's in the hospital, he's fighting for his life. Maybe this may not be the best time to say, hey, by the way, me and, I guess your friend or not friend is, we're in a relationship, and, I'm sorry. But, at some point, Chase is about to sit there and try to kiss Willow. Willow backs off, and Chase is like, what's going on? Listen, no one likes to pull back. No one likes to pull back because, listen, no matter what you say at that point, it's just not going to come out right. And anything you say at that point, it just may be tunnel vision. But Chase is like, what's going on? And Willow's like, you're putting me up on this pedestal that I don't belong in. I don't belong at. Now, just when Willow's about to sit there and tell Chase maybe the truth, and we all know that she wasn't, Chase comes in, and, Finn comes in, and Finn is like, yep, I got the cure. I got a way to cure you. So, yeah. Liz had a point to some extent, because Liz was like, listen, Peter was never going to give you that cure. He was just going to sit there and just dangle hope in your face, and to the point where, he would never give you that. It was always going to be you that found the cure. And of course he did, so, that's cool. Kudos to him. So yeah, he found the cure. Nicholas decides to screw over Sean because, well, he's Nicholas, and that's what he's going to do to cover his own ass. Now, he also, I guess, the state or something blocked him from making his purchase from the prison. So he tells Alexis that, but he also tells Alexis that Cyrus is gonna be, behind bars. So, and his men flipped on him because, why not? So he's not going to be a threat anymore. So there's no need for me to sit there and try to protect you. At this point, you're just going to have to protect yourself, apparently. Which is going to be interesting because, I don't remember what that woman's name is, but, listen, she's still in prison, and that other woman has no, she has no incentive to sit there and watch her back, so maybe she should think about taking those self-defense classes. But with that being said, Sean comes in there, and Sean is like, listen, they denied me. And, he starts talking about the injustices pretty much, more or less, about, the fact that other people have been doing things just like him, has gotten slaps on the wrist. There's one point where, Alexis finds out that they both had the same judge. And Alexis is like, listen, I did something bad also. I had the same judge, and she's pretty much giving me a slap on the wrist compared to you. I just started in here, and I'm still going to get out before you. But then she's like, I have a way to sit there and get you out of here. And of course, Nicholas is sitting there smiling because, well, I probably want to sit there and say, you know what? I want to sit there and say he's a dick for that, but I'm also just like, well, I guess they need to sit there and keep some people bad because, why not? And Nicholas does have a, he's going to sit there and protect himself at damn near all costs, so. When he comes back, back to the house, back to see Ava. Ava was sitting there spending some time with Trina. So they get back to the house, and, Nicholas is like, hey, listen, Avery isn't here yet, so, you want to... So they seem like they're about to get started. He closes the door. Now, there's a knife in the picture, on the door of Ava and Nicholas. Now, you see in the previews, Ava's like, oh, I guess Ryan sent this in another message. I'm like, Ava, how many people actually want you dead? Because I'm pretty sure Ryan isn't the only person that wants you dead. I mean, you were in the mob for a while. You have enemies. Nicholas, he has enemies. Why would we use common sense and, sit there and try to think of someone outside of Ryan? So we're just going to sit there and think it's Ryan. Because somehow that makes sense. I think that's about it. I mean, yeah, Trina has some more scenes with, Curtis and Laura. Laura was in there. Laura was in there talking to Curtis, just thanking him for saving her life and all that other stuff. But, that was pretty much about it, more or less. I think I got most of the stuff that pretty much happened in this episode. Stella. Why do I have a feeling that I'm going to be sitting there talking more like this every single time that Stella comes into the room? I think I pretty much just said all I need to say about Stella for today. But I'm pretty sure they're going to have more for me to sit there and talk about her, unfortunately, because why not? With that being said, I think that's pretty much about it. If I missed anything, please write it down in the comment section below. I sat there and looked at that award and I was like, yep, that's not going to do it. That's barely doing it, but have a good day, have a good night, be safe. I will see you in the next video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I'm also going to be putting out another commentary video on another scene from General Hospital. So it should be interesting. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not going to be doing General Hospital. I'm going to be doing General Hospital a lot, but I'm going to be doing some other stuff as well. Anything I can sit there and find on YouTube, I'm going to be throwing out there. And it should be interesting. See you in the next video.